The best way to start a project in Node is to create a package.json file. In this video, we'll use the npm command to generate this file for us. First, let's create a folder for this project. I'm going to create it on the desktop and name it Airline. Now go to Terminal. Type in cd and space, and now drag the folder into Terminal to get the path. Now type return. Now I'm going to use a tool called npm. npm is distributed with Node, and it helps with module installation, among other things. Right now, we're going to use npm to help us generate a package.json file. To do that, type npm init. After you press enter, it'll step you through the creation of the file. The first thing it prompts you for is the name, and if you don't specify a name, it'll just use the name of the folder where the package.json file is going to be. In this case, it's Airline, and that's fine with me, so I'm going to hit return. Next, it's going to ask you for a version. In this case, I'm just going to accept the default because I don't care. Next, it's going to ask for a description of the project. Let's type in a small description. After the description, it's going to prompt for an entry point. Every project that you create in Node is going to have an entry point. And in this case, I'm just going to accept the default of index.js. Now it's going to prompt for a test command. Later on, we can set this up to automatically run unit tests, but at the moment, we're just going to leave this blank. After test, it allows us to supply the path to a Git repository. This is useful if you're distributing your project to someone else, but in this case, we're just building it for ourselves, so leave Git repository blank. Next, there are keywords. Again, this is if you're distributing the project elsewhere, so leave it blank. Now it's prompting for an author. In this case, I'm going to type in my name, and then I'm going to supply my email address in angle brackets. After author, it's going to prompt for a license. You can add any license you like here, and in this case, I'm just going to accept the default. After answering all of the questions, it's going to show you a preview of the package.json file. If everything is okay, you can just type return. Now when we list the contents of the folder, there's a package.json file. I'm going to open it up in Sublime Text. The package.json file identifies the project, who authored it, and which file is the entry point. This file will also keep track of the modules this project depends on. In the next video, we'll use this package.json file to keep track of the community-provided modules as we're installing them.